Magandang araw! Ngayon ay tatalakayin natin ang Expanded Maternity Leave under RA 11,210. Sino ba ang covered ng Expanded Maternity Leave Law? Covered ng Expanded Maternity Leave Law ang mga babae na nagtatrabaho sa private and public sectors, workers in the informal economy gaya ng job order at contract of service employees, mga voluntary contributors sa SSS, at mga national athletes. Ano ang duration ng Expanded Maternity Leave? Ang Expanded Maternity Leave ay may duration na 105 days paid maternity leave in case of live birth. Pwede ding i-extend ito ng additional 30 days ngunit without pay na. Sa mga qualified na solo parents under RA 8,972, pwede ding magdagdag ng additional 15 days ng paid maternity leave. In cases of miscarriage or emergency termination of pregnancy, ang paid maternity leave ay 60 days. Ang maternity leave ba ay applicable lamang sa mga married women? Hindi. Ang maternity leave ay pwedeng ma-avail kahit ano pa ang civil status ng babae na nanganak o nakunan. Paano kung ang babae ay ilang beses nang nanganak? Ang isang babae ay pwedeng mag-apply ng maternity leave sa bawat pagbubuntis niya, kahit ilang beses pa. In case naman sa overlap ang maternity benefit claims, example ilang beses na nakunan, or nanganak siya at nakunan na naman siya, pwede pa ding ma-avail ang lahat ng maternity leave benefits niya in a consecutive manner. Para sa mga SSS members, the amount of benefit corresponding to the period where there is an overlap shall be deducted from the current maternity benefit claim. In case of multiple childbirths, for example twins, isang maternity benefit lang ang pwedeng ma-avail ng babae, regardless of the number of children per delivery. Included ba ang Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays sa pagbilang ng maternity leave period? Oo, dahil ang maternity leave ay dapat i-avail in a continuous and uninterrupted manner, thus, inclusive of Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. Maternity leave is counted in calendar days. Makaka-avail ba sa maternity leave ang isang female employee na natanggal sa trabaho o nag-resign? Oo, ang isang female employee ay makaka-avail ng maternity leave kung ang live childbirth, miscarriage, or emergency termination of pregnancy ay nangyari na di palagpas sa 15 calendar days after the termination of her employment. Kahit lagpas na sa 15 days, kung ang pag-terminate sa employment ng isang pregnant worker ay without cause, makaka-avail pa rin siya ng maternity leave benefits. Paano makakwalify sa maternity leave benefits ang private sector workers, job order, contract of service employees, at mga voluntary contributors to SSS? Para ma-qualify sa grant ng maternity leave benefits, a female member must have paid at least 3 monthly SSS contributions in the 12-month period immediately preceding the semester of the birth, miscarriage, or emergency termination of pregnancy. Ang empleyado ay dapat mag-notify sa kanyang employer ng kanyang pregnancy at ang expected date of delivery. Ang employer naman ang magtatransmit ng impormasyong ito sa SSS. Ang female worker naman ay makatatanggap pa rin ng kanyang maternity benefits kahit pa hindi siya nakapag-notify sa kanyang employer, but it shall be subject to the guidelines prescribed by the SSS. Ang mga self-employed, voluntary, at overseas Filipino workers naman na members ng SSS ay pwedeng magbigay ng notice directly sa SSS. Pwede bang mag-avail ng extended maternity leave bukod sa 105 days na maternity leave? In the case of live birth, ang female worker sa private sector ay may option na mag-avail ng additional maternity leave of 30 days without pay. Kailangan mag-submit siya ng written notice sa kanyang employer that she is availing of such at least 45 days before the end of her paid maternity leave. In case na may medical emergency, prior notice shall not be necessary, but she should subsequently notify her employer of such. Paano ba ang manner of payment ng maternity leave sa private sector workers? Full payment of maternity leave benefits to qualified female workers shall be advanced by the employer. The SSS shall immediately reimburse the employer for the applicable SSS maternity benefits. The SSS shall directly pay the maternity benefits of female members who are self-employed, including those in the informal economy, OFWs, and voluntary contributors. Paano makaklaim ng maternity leave benefits ang public sector workers? Ang pregnant female worker na nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno, regardless of employment status at length of service, in national government agencies, local government units, government-owned or controlled corporations, state universities and colleges, or local universities and colleges ay pwedeng mag-avail ng maternity leave benefits under RA 11,210. Whenever possible, ang pregnant worker ay dapat mag-notify sa kanyang head of agency tungkol sa kanyang pregnancy at petsa ng kanyang maternity leave, at least 30 days in advance. Ang sumusunod na dokumento ay dapat ay submit sa kanyang agency, 1 accomplished application for leave, 2 medical certificate issued by a government or private physician as proof of pregnancy and estimated date of delivery, 3 accomplished clearance form, and 4 solo parent ID for solo parents who want to avail of the additional maternity leave of 15 days. Pwede bang mag-avail ng extended maternity leave bukod sa 105 araw na leave? In the case of live birth, ang female public sector worker ay pwedeng mag-avail ng additional 30 days of maternity leave without pay o di kaya ay gamitin ang earned sick leave credits for extended leave with pay. Ang vacation leave credits ay pwede ring gamitin kung ang sick leave credits ay kulang. Tandaan na ang extended maternity leave without pay ay hindi considered as a gap in the service. Paano ba ang manner of payment ng maternity leave? Taxable ba ito? Ang isang female public sector worker ay entitled to full pay from her agency during her maternity leave. Pwede niya itong matanggap as a lump sum payment or regular salary payment through the agency payroll. Since maternity leave in the public sector ay considered na paid leave of absence, it is subject to tax. Pwede bang mag-avail ng maternity leave ang female teachers in the teaching profession kahit during long vacations? Ang female teachers in the teaching profession ay pwedeng mag-avail ng maternity leave even during long vacations. In such cases, they shall be granted both the maternity leave benefits and the proportional vacation pay. Pwede bang mag-avail ng maternity leave benefits ang job order at contract of service employees in the public sector? Female, contract of service, and job order workers in government offices are classified as female workers in the informal economy. Pwede nilang ma-claim ang maternity leave benefits from the SSS kung sila ay nakapag-remit sa SSS ng at least 3 monthly contributions in the 12-month period immediately preceding the semester of her childbirth, miscarriage, or emergency termination of pregnancy. Ano ba ang allocation of maternity leave credits? In the case of live birth, ang isang female worker ay pwedeng mag-allocate or mag-transfer ng up to 7 days of her paid maternity leave to the father of the child. This option is not applicable in cases of miscarriage or emergency termination of pregnancy, including stillbirth. Kapag wala ang ama, ang isang female employee ay pwede pa ring mag-allocate ng kanyang maternity leave sa isang alternate caregiver who is either a relative within the 4th degree of consanguinity or a current partner, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity, basta kasama niya sa kanyang household. Written notice to both the mother and the father or alternate caregivers employers shall be submitted to avail of the benefits. Ang allocated leave ba ay maituturing na ring paternity leave benefit? Hindi. Ang allocated maternity leave na ibinigay sa ama ng bata ay iba sa Paternity Leave Act of 1996 o RA 8187. Ibig sabihin, ang ama ay pwede niyang ma-enjoy ang 14 days of paid leave para mag-alaga sa kanyang anak, depende kung kasal siya sa ina nito. Sa ilalim ng RA 11,210, ang maternity leave credits ay pwedeng i-allocate sa ama ng bata kahit pa hindi siya kasal sa female worker. On the other hand, ang paternity leave under RA 8,187 ay ma-avail lamang kung ang ama ay kasal sa ina ng bata. Ano ang period sa pag-avail ng maternity leave credits? The maternity leave credits can be credited as a combination of prenatal and postnatal leave as long as it does not exceed 105 days. And provided that the compulsory postnatal leave shall not be less than 60 days. Kung ang babae ay nag-undergo ng surgical procedure dahil sa miscarriage or emergency termination of pregnancy, pwede din ba niyang ma-avail ang special leave benefits for women under the Magna Carta of Women? Ang special leave benefits for women under the Magna Carta of Women ay ang entitlement ng female employee ng hanggang 2 months leave with full pay based on her gross monthly compensation pagkatapos ng kanyang surgery na sanhi ng gynecological disorders. Kung ang rason ng surgery ay pregnancy-related, siya ay entitled to maternity leave benefits, pero hindi ang special leave benefits for women under the Magna Carta of Women. Paano kung mamatay ang female worker o maging permanently incapacitated during the maternity leave period? When such an incident happens, ang balance ng kanyang maternity leave benefits, kung meron man, ay mapupunta sa ama ng bata o sa qualified alternate caregiver, provided na hindi pa paid in cash at nakapag-submit ng certified true copy ng death certificate or medical certificate o abstract sa employers. In case the maternity leave benefit is already paid in full prior to the incident, there is no need to return such. Instead, ang ama ng bata o ang qualified alternate caregiver ay entitled to a leave without pay for a period equivalent to the unused maternity leave of the female worker. Such leave without pay shall not be considered as a gap in the service, both for the private and public sectors. Kung babalik na sa trabaho ang female worker kahit hindi pa tapos ang kanyang maternity leave, mababayaran ba ang kanyang services sa mga araw na dapat ay nakalive sana siya? Hindi, kasi ang maternity leave under RA 11,210 ay hindi na convertible to cash. This is consistent with the intent of the law to provide women with ample transition time to regain her health and overall wellness as well as to assume maternal roles before resuming paid work. Thus, female workers are encouraged to fully exhaust her maternity leave before returning to work. Ano-ano ba ang maternity benefits para sa ating mga female national athletes? Female athletes in the roster of national athletes of the National Sports Association who become pregnant shall have these benefits: 1. Referral to a physician of the Philippine Sports Commission or an obstetrician-gynecologist to determine her fitness to continue training. 2. Allowed to participate in all team-related activities unless the physician advises that participation is not medically safe or should be limited. 3. Upon medical advice, go on maternity leave until cleared to return to training. And 4. Continue receiving their allowance and benefits while on maternity leave prior to childbirth and up to 6 months after unless advised by their physician that they can resume training sooner. However, female national athletes who are employed in the public sector shall not receive double compensation or benefits. Are there other maternity benefits aside from those provided by the SSS and employers? Yes. The law mandates that female workers who are neither voluntary nor regular members of the SSS shall be governed by PhilHealth Circular 022/2014 or the Social Health Insurance Coverage and Benefits for Women About to Give Birth. Meanwhile, PhilHealth members may also avail of benefits like maternity care package if they have paid at least 9 months of premium contributions within the 12 months prior to the first day of availment o confinement including the confinement month. The other conditions for the grant of the PhilHealth benefits are as follows: 1. The maximum number of days of confinement, which is 45 days for the member or a total of 45 days shared among all qualified dependents per year, has not yet been consumed, and 2. Procedure or operation must be done in a PhilHealth accredited hospital or facility and attended by a PhilHealth accredited doctor or must be admitted for at least 24 hours in a PhilHealth accredited hospital or facility and attended by a PhilHealth accredited doctor. What are the penalties for the violation of RA 11,210? Employers or agencies that violate RA 11,210 shall be fined from 20,000 to 200,000 pesos or shall be imprisoned for at least 6 years and 1 day or not more than 12 years. Moreover, their business permits shall no longer be renewed.